Welcome back to the channel for Right Time Watches here in Denver, Colorado. Today we're taking a look at one of my personal favorites from a fantastic series of watches that came into the shop last year. Today we're taking a look at the Accutron Legacy 1971. Before we dig into the details, we'll invite you to subscribe to the channel so you catch all of our upcoming videos on amazing watches like this one. The Accutron 1971 has a 38.5mm diameter, a 42mm lug-to-lug, is 12.5mm thick, and is inside powered by a Swiss Salida automatic movement. Accutron made its triumphant return as a brand last year with some really amazing models paying tribute to the original Space View watches that made them so popular in the first place. In an effort to celebrate some of their other historic models that were great hits in their day, they put together a think tank of people and asked them what their favorite Accutron watches were. In so doing, they took those ideas and made recreations of some famous models throughout their history, this being one of them. This is the recreation of the Accutron 261, and they're naming it the 1971 in modern times. This type of watch really strikes a chord with me, because for me, I really like the look of some very famous and exciting historic models, but I get a little bit weary of a true vintage watch. So for me, this really makes it so that I can wear a very vintage looking piece without worrying about something that's been worn for 40 years. Just by happenstance, this may be my favorite model from the whole Legacy series. It's super good looking, it's got a gorgeous cushion case with a mixture of brush and polish finish throughout, including on the bracelet, and it's all got a gold tone stainless steel construction. It feels really great in the hand, it's well made, and it's just gorgeous with that true vintage styling. The dial is an absolutely beautiful gray, covered by an awesome domed sapphire crystal. The dial has amazing gold-toned indices that are sharply cut and really carry, again, a vintage feel to them. The handset is attractive and non-distracting. It's also gold-toned with a little bit of lume in case you want to have some better nighttime visibility. Like I said, that beautiful domed sapphire crystal may be one of the better features on this watch. It really keeps that vintage throwback aesthetic alive, and it also gives it a little bit of durability with that sapphire upgrade. I'm in love with the angular design of the different sides of the case. Like you see here on the side, you've got a perfectly polished angle there on the outer edge with a brushed finish coming in towards the bezel. The finishing and construction quality are really quite astounding considering we're talking about a watch that's well under $2,000 US. The attention to detail is quite impressive, including this nice tuning fork Bulova Accutron signed crown here on the right side of the case. The crown is at 4 o'clock, and because it's a cushion case, it's a little bit difficult to access, but it's still definitely usable. This bracelet, for me, is just absolutely gorgeous. I love the polished center link. I love that it's a beautiful 3-link design. There's nothing distracting, and we've got an excellent quality butterfly style deployant clasp here on the underside. Typically, when I'm considering a watch for myself, I really lean towards bracelet over strap personally, so this is a great model for me, and I'm assuming for many others. Case back is a beautiful half and half design. We've got a nice lower half with the same gold tone steel with Accutron information about the model, the limited edition number, and so forth. And on the upper half of the underside of the watch, you've got an exhibition case back, so you can get a look at that automatic Swiss movement beating away underneath. The movement is a Salida base, so it's very well proven, definitely going to be accurate and reliable on the wrist. For some, these small proportions are going to be an absolute home run. For me, it's a little bit of a downer just because I do have such a large wrist. That being said, when you put a watch like this on, you're absolutely going for a true vintage aesthetic. So having a little bit of a smaller case really is accurate to the time, which helps me get on board with the smaller sizing. I truly can't say enough great things about this remarkable wristwatch. I think it's so interesting and fun that brands are going deep in their archives to revive historic models and make them modern. Accutron is doing this as well as anybody, and this model is a great example of how. I could see this watch really having a broad audience, whether it's those who wore a wristwatch like this in those days, or it's a younger person who just really wants to get a feel of what it would have been like to wear a gold watch in 1971. Hopefully my excitement and love for this watch really shone through in our highlight and review here today. If you'd like to purchase this or any of our other watches, please visit us at righttime.com or give us a call. We're always happy to help. As always, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you next time at Right Time.